Hi Taurus, welcome to your end of August 2019 General Tarot Update. Hi Cars, it's Raina here, and by the way, this is a really good time at the end of August going into September for you because you're an Earth sign. The Sun has moved into Earth energy. There's also other planets, Venus and Mars. There could be, come to think of it, is today the day? I think it was, I'm trying to remember when there was an exact conjunction. It might be the 24th through the 26th, but I thought it was the 22nd to the 24th. I don't have my trusty ephemeris in front of me. But anyway, in the near future, if you're watching around the 22nd, I guess, but definitely towards the end, there's going to be a lot of planets in Virgo. And we're going to have a new moon there on the 30th of August. And for you, this is your fifth house. Very fun, loving house. So a lot of great energy in the fifth, which is love. It's children, even conceiving children, hubba hubba. It is Venus, so that romantic energy. Mars, the sexual passion, also in that house. So it's all the whole package, the whole enchilada. And the new moon here, so no beginnings, creative projects, your own business, and stuff like that. Okay? So let's see what the cards say, if there's any kind of temperance. I was going to say if there's any connection to these activities or this influence. Okay, so the heart of the matter is the Temperance card, which does connect to the sign of Sagittarius. The Temperance card is 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land, your earth, but also spiritual, balancing the two. This is a card, Temperance, being temperate means you're moderate. And moderating your life, especially when Virgo, the Sun and other planets go into Virgo. It's great for organizing your life and seeing where you need to kind of self-improvement even. But temperance can even be with sobriety. I'm not saying yours necessarily, but somebody that's close to you. We have in the past position, this is why I'm saying this, the Page of Swords. Sometimes this can be that you're kind of suspicious, on high alert about somebody in your life that maybe has promised that they were going to quit drinking and they haven't. But addictions can be, it's not just substance abuse, it can be if you're with somebody who's been cheating and they have kind of a sexual addiction. People make fun of that. There is such a thing, and it's because the person is trying to fill a void, just like any other addiction, and they become compulsive about it. It can be, the Temperance card can be that this is on your end, that you are becoming more balanced over a situation. I really feel like it's kind of a strange set of cards up there, because when I look at the higher message, it's the Two of Pentacles, and this can even be like choosing between two jobs. So, with the Page of Swords, if you were in any kind of a workplace matter where you were documenting things that were being done against you, and perhaps feeling like you were, like there was something going on behind your back, and you were kind of like, I think of the Page of Swords as the spy card, then that might be part of this. Maybe it's two people. One is an air sign, but you're with a Sagittarian. And you're having to choose. With the Two of Pentacles, you're choosing. But I would say, as a spiritual message, especially since you are an earth sign, if this is between two people, Taurus, they're asking you to consider the practicality of it. And so you may be very excited about a person who may be like a Sagittarius, a fire sign, and they seem very passionate, or you can't quite pin them down, and that there's something very, I don't know, appealing about that in a weird way. Especially if your Venus is in either Aries or Gemini. That might be kind of a challenge for you, and you may enjoy that game of it. But the other person may be more stable. And there's a sense of, I mean, if you're choosing between, unless you're just choosing whether or not to leave the relationship altogether and there's nobody else there. And in that case, it's a question of, to me, of deciding that you don't want to go through any more drama. And that's something that has to come from within yourself. But I guess you could even say in a workplace situation, if there's been drama in the workplace. Again, if you have like Mars and Aries, you may, in a strange way, crave that kind of constant, those battles, because you have the urge to do so, that maybe you think that life is like that anyway, that, life is one battle after the other and you just have to win the battle. But really, a part of your soul probably craves more of the peace right now, or the balanced life, instead of these extremes that might be going on. Excuse me, I'm going to put my leg right behind you. I mean, behind myself. See, this thing is kind of unstable. That's why I'm doing this. So with the Two of Pentacles as the spiritual message, you may have this feeling that you must, it's telling you that you must kind of make a choice, and you may be really stuck on what exactly you want to do. What crosses you, I'm sorry. What crosses you is the Four of Cups. I actually had another sign that had this yesterday, and in the same position. This is like inertia, sense of discontent, and these kinds of cards, when they show up as the challenge card, it means that the person may be in a funk. So you may be in a funk, and you're not willing. This is. You see, the person's offering love, or the clouds, the universe, is offering you love, but you're not having it because it's not what you want. And my feeling is that there is a good reason for this, because perhaps you're with someone. I could see this particular scenario where you are with somebody who is a kind-hearted person, but you're not in love with them. However, you may be attracted to or involved with somebody who is more of what we'd call like a bad boy, or a dangerous, and when I say dangerous, I don't really mean dangerous, but more of an unstable character, and that kind of thing is hard for you to reconcile, because you find yourself not really attracted to the person who's interested in commitment. That could be something within you, that you don't really feel comfortable with somebody who actually cares for you. Those kinds of things you have to kind of work out on your own, or with like a counselor or somebody like that. But the thing that I'm talking about is, if you are with somebody who is a good person, who is like a very nice person to you, and maybe they're very into you, but you're not into them, it could possibly be that that is not the right person, as nice as they are. And in that particular scenario, you have every right to realize this and act upon it, so that you are not, so that you're not preventing them from finding a person who will appreciate them. You know, if you stay with somebody simply because you're afraid of being alone, that's not good either. The Two of Pentacles, too, can be also that you are, you know, getting this job offer somewhere far away. As the spiritual message, it could be telling you that this is something that can help you with the rest of your life. Maybe there's a lot of negativity around you, and this is the saving grace. And yet, you know, with the Four of Cups, you could be receiving an offer and you're indifferent to it because you're so bogged down in your negative emotions. Because Taurus is a fixed sign, it's easy to get in a rut. I know, being Taurus rising. So anyway, what's coming in is the Ten of Swords. This is the card of betrayal. However, in this context, I think that this is the end of a cycle. The number 10 is the end of a cycle. So you may be kind of like hitting that bottom, so to speak, especially if, you know, again, going back to that scenario of somebody who's drinking or somebody who is promising you that they've changed. Sorry about this. I see what's the problem. It's on something on the ground that's unstable. And I didn't even realize that. Okay, there you go. Now you tell me. But that Seven of Swords suggests that something has gotten your suspicions up. And so you may find out at some point. I'm not saying at the end of this month. This could even be when you have your full moon. I mean, when we look at these cards, I think that if they resonate with you at all, that they're just kind of describing what may be going on around you, but not necessarily very correct about timing, because perhaps it'll be several months from now. People tend to, even when they know that they need to make changes, they tend to stall and don't do it right away. So it could be a scenario where you discover that someone, that the person you're with has been cheating. And then, you know, your full moon is on the 12th of November. So you're talking about, what, over 2 months from now? But that can be in a blink of an eye. If you're anybody like me, if you're anything like me, because time goes very quickly for me. So the point being that during that full moon, which is focused on you because it's in Taurus, but the sun is in the 7th house. So it could be a relationship issue that comes to a head, you know, but it's coming to a head based on your needs, not on the other person's. And you may finally have had enough if you're dealing with something like that. The outcome is the Page of Cups, and this is a card of, sometimes it can be being gullible, but I think in this context, it's like trusting like a child trusts. In other words, that you trust, maybe you're trusting the universe, that there is somebody else that is more suitable for you, or that you're trusting that a job offer that is far away will pan out. This could be a new relationship. The page is like the early stages of emotional matter. Sometimes it can be new, you know, pregnancy. Well, a baby, let's put it that way. Maybe not an actual pregnancy. That might be more of the Ace of Cups. I don't know. But in any case, it's about keeping your heart open in spite of being disappointed or feeling betrayal. You know, and that's super important because you're not alone. A lot of people deal with that and they get over it, you know, especially if they choose to. Okay, that's what I have for you, Taurus. If you'd like a personal reading, the link to my website is below. Have a great rest of August. Take care. Bye.